Joining me now is the Trump campaign chairman, Paul Manafort. How are you?
Good to see you, Sean.
This is your week. Are you excited?
We are excited.
So tell us about, you have different themes every night.
Right. Well, the overall convention theme is Make America Great Again.
Of course.
And tomorrow we're going to be talking about Make America Safe Again.
Wow, kind of chillingly apropos, I mean, in light of the horrible events earlier today.
When we were putting the program together, we were talking about it from a national security standpoint, but we also felt that the lawlessness in the cities is something that we needed to focus on. So we're going to address that in the program, and unfortunately it's even more appropriate tomorrow.
By the way, if we can get a shot over here, we have fireworks now going off over my shoulder here as we speak. Probably celebrating Paul Manafort actually sitting down on set with me, which is a rare interview experience. Can you take a shot of that? One of the cameras there, if you can get it. Let's talk about the selection of Governor Mike Pence. I was fortunate enough to be able to spend an hour with him the other day. And I've interviewed him a lot over the years, but I've spent hours studying before the interview, as I should. I was surprised he took on Boehner. He was the first person in leadership to ever speak to the Tea Party. I looked at his record in Indiana, was impressive. He's a great family guy. He married his high school sweetheart, been married 30 years, takes strong stands on issues, very soft-spoken, a little different personality than Mr. Trump. Tell us about the process.
Well, a couple of months ago when Mr. Trump started the process, he said he wanted somebody who was experienced, somebody who could be president on day one, and somebody who could help him in Washington. Mike Pence fills all of those qualifications. His record, as you just referred to as governor, is a record of somebody who took on the system and who refused to say no when everyone was telling him he couldn't do it. He lowered taxes. He lowered
dramatically, largest tax decrease in Indiana history.
It still balanced the budget, kept the $2 billion reserve, and increased infrastructure.
$2 billion surplus? Can we do that in Washington?
Yeah. Well, we're going to, and that's the kind of skill set that Mike Pence is going to bring to the team.
I just had Newt Gingrich on, and I don't want to go rehash the whole thing. When did Mr. Trump settle on Mike Pence? And I've already talked to people within the campaign. There's been reports out there that Thursday night he wanted to pull back, and they've all told me it's not true. It's false reporting. I want to go directly to you.
Yeah, no, he made the phone call on Wednesday night, and Governor Pence and his wife flew to New York on Thursday. And they didn't come to shop. They came for a purpose. But Thursday night, after the situation in Nice happened, it really bothered Donald Trump. I mean, he was emotionally moved by the carnage, and it was very disturbing to him when he called me and he said, I can't do my announcement tomorrow morning. It just isn't right. Doesn't feel good. And so we spent a couple of hours on the phone in between things he was doing before he got on an airplane, rearranging the announcement from Friday to Saturday. That's what we were doing. There was no second thoughts or doubts or anything like that.
Why, it's kind of offensive. I mean, here you have Hillary Clinton, all her scandals, a Benghazi report, followed up by James Comey basically saying again and again to Trey Gowdy, yes, she lied, yes, she lied, yes, she lied, yes, she lied. How does somebody, where 57% of the American people think she should have been indicted over the email scandal and 67% think she's dishonest and untrustworthy, how does that person even compete in a presidential race?
Well, let's put it this way. She's just spent $100 million against Donald Trump in the last month and a half, really. And we're the ones moving up in the polls, and she's not.
Dramatically.
So, I mean, she's a flawed messenger. People don't listen to her. They've shut her down.
What do you make of these polls? You were up by 7 in Rasmussen this week. You're up by 2 in another poll this week. Even the CBS New York Times poll had you even, but you're winning. It's close, but you're winning Florida. You're winning Pennsylvania. You're winning Ohio. What other states do you think would be in play? I was shocked to see you're winning in Iowa, too, and you're tied in Connecticut the last poll I saw.
I mean, the movement is in the right direction. National polls at this point in time are meaningless. It's the states that count. And in the last several weeks, as Donald Trump's been out there campaigning, his message has been clear, and the polls have closed. And we're now either even or ahead in just about all the battleground states, and that was before Mike Pence was appointed and before our convention. So I like our position, and it's because people see that he stands for change. And this is a change election. And we couldn't have a better establishment candidate to run against. I mean, I don't know how Hillary Clinton talks about how that she's going to make improvements without recognizing the fact that the problems that she wants to improve were created by her and Obama for the last 8 years. She's campaigning against herself.
I would agree with that. Walk me through the states you would, as a campaign manager, like to see put in play.
Well, I'll tell you the ones we're already in play. I mean,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's in play. I mean, with Mike Pence, Wisconsin's going to be in play. Michigan's going to be in play. Connecticut is in play.
New Jersey, maybe?
Maybe New Jersey, because the dynamics of the Rust Belt states that are moving in favor of our campaign right now are also there in New Jersey.
Last question. Last two questions. Would you announce somebody like a Rudy, a Jindal, a Pam Bondi, a Chris Christie, other positions, Mike Flynn, ahead of the election?
Well, that's something that's being discussed. Mr. Trump, who's a not
He's
the
pretty
traditional candidate.
Guy.
That's right, and we've talked about it. The first thing we have to do is get through this convention, though.
What about Trump's promises to America? His agenda on paper, a promise, elect me, I'll do that. Good idea, bad idea?
I think you're going to see this week something like that coming forward.
Really?
Yeah, I think
this week?
He wants the American. I want the American people to see the real Donald Trump, not just the campaign Donald Trump.
There is a difference, by the way. Sometimes people ask me about him because I interview him a lot. I said, he's a fun guy.
Yeah, and it's not like what they're seeing.
All right. Good to see you, Paul.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.